Well, the Goldpone Road Eater Field Days continued. We've stopped off in Taupo to catch up with Miraka GM of milk supply Grant Jackson. And Grant, Miraka is a dairy company based here in the central North Island. You've got around 100 suppliers. Now, being in such an ecologically sensitive area, obviously sustainability plays a massive role in what you and your farmers do. How does that work in practice?
Yeah, so we are very aware that, a lot of our supply base is based on highly free drainable soils within pumice, a reasonably higher than average national rainfall. We're aware that there's basically a cap or a lid on dairy production in this part of the world, and we wanted to make sure that we had our supply assurance in place by future-proofing our farms for any new legislation and regulation coming down the pipeline.
So what kinds of tools do you use? Obviously data will play a big role in making sure you're working off good, accurate information and monitoring how things are going on farm.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were in conversation with Regional Council very early on when they proposed their first Plan Change 1, and we realised that one of the key aspects to consent to actually farm in this part of the world is going to be the need for a farm environment plan. And so we initiated that journey probably a good 5 years ago with Eagle Technology, and we invested into an ArcGIS system where we knew it would be more usable and interactive and intuitive for farmers rather than just a piece of paper that they could stick up on the shelf like we know a lot of compliance can look like.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it meaningful, and we wanted the farmers to own the solution. So so we started down that track, and the great thing about the GIS platform of Eagle is that you can take other data layers on top of a geospatial imagery, and you can go, for example, to S-maps and you can get topography and soils. You can go to LINS to get rainfall. You can go to Regional Council to get waterways and wetlands overlaid on top, and then you can actually assess risk. And it's all visual, so the farmer can go on and they can, okay, that's my sloping area there, and I always know I don't cultivate that in the winter and all that type of thing. And so on top of that, we can then take their annual practices, where they apply effluent, where they apply where they do their cropping, where they apply their fertiliser, and then we can assess risk based on that, and then we have a discussion with them about, hey, how do you mitigate that risk?
It's really farming smart, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, it is. It's using this new technology, obviously, to overlay all of these satellite photos, right? That's where it starts from, with the ArcGIS system used from Eagle Tech, and then does it bring up red flags, does it, when it has a look at the information that says, hey, this is a bit of a problem?
Yeah, so we have a qualified farm environment planner that goes and has a chat with the farmer and basically walks the farm with them, and then they come back and then they look at the geospatial view of it, and they can relate to where they've just been walking, and then they talk about what the particular issues the farmer's aware of, what are the issues that the farm environment planner, who's also a certified nutrient management advisor, can identify, and between the two of them they come up with, overlaid by their own business goals, hey, these are some actions that we can do to mitigate those very risks that you were just talking about.
How easy is it for the farmers, though, to input the information on the plans, on the farm environment plans, using the ArcGIS dashboards? Yeah,
so the farmers don't have to do that. It's all the planner does that all for them. So they're part of the conversation, and they agree to what are the actions are going to be for the next 1 or 2 or 3 years. But then it comes back here to our office, and we've got people that are data entering in, and then what we do is we overlay the nutrient budget information each year, which is where the farmer has to add that in. So
one of the issues that we're getting from a lot of farmers, and we're hearing it around the place, is the security of the information. Who owns that information from the farmers?
The farmer, absolutely. So we're building the system at the same time that Regional Council, for example, are building a mirror system, and the idea is that the Regional Council will be able to remote in and look at specific bits of information that the farmer agrees that the council can see. So it appears at first face that it might be intrusive, but actually it means that the council don't need to come and visit the farm anymore, which actually takes a lot of weight off farmers' mind.
So how do farmers access this information? Is it the form of an app? Is it on their iPad? How portable is it?
So it's on their supplier website. So the same place they go to when they want to look at what their milk quality was like and what was picked up from the tanker the day before, and we have a whole community forum there and everything. They just click on another button which says this is your farm environment plan, and it takes them to this online portal which Eagle Technology provide, and they can do that on a mobile device. So as long as they've got coverage, they can just take their smartphone out and look at their farm environment plan right there and then.
So this is a bit like a living document. How good. Grant, just to finish, obviously you're largely iwi owned, and we know how much the land means to tangata whenua. How important is sustainability, guardianship, kaitianga of the land, in the whole ethos around Te Ara Miraka?
Well, kaitiakitanga is one of our 5 key corporate values, and in fact, very often it's the first one that gets mentioned. It's a no compromise that we are going to be prosperous for our whole community and successful as a commercial organisation, but not at the detriment of our resources and our land. So, our investment into this farm environment plan, our investment into our Te Ara Miraka quality assurance scheme, is all underpinning that promise and those values.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, look, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Grant. Good
Cheers.
talk.
No worries.